All right, let's get started. Tonight we have our amazing product formulator, Richard Renton, joining us. For those of you who don't know Richard as well, he's actually a board-certified athletic trainer. He has degrees in biochemistry and nutrition. He's worked with a number of sports teams, including the Portland Trail Blazers and the Portland Timbers. And one of his claims to fame has to do with quality control. That's something he actually controls with Youngevity, which we know is one of the things that makes the Youngevity product so unique, is the quality that then turns around and produces such great results. I think that we as Youngevity owe an awful lot to especially Richard and Steve Ollig for the kinds of products that they bring to the table all of the time for us. In addition to that, Richard is very passionate about the 90 for Life message, and he helps people wherever he can with that message. Richard, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about what you do?
Let's see now. So I'm an independent distributor just like you guys. I'm actually not paid by the corporation by salary. So if we're not recording these conversations, I'll be very free with what I say.
This conversation is recorded.
Okay, then I have to behave just like every other distributor should when they suggest on how to deal with various problems, health problems. We have to use that support word. So what do you want to talk about first?
We are starting to see the little blue NSF certified stickers on our VTT. And the IFOS, which stands for International Fish Oil Standards Program, on some of the EFAs. Can you tell us what that means for us?
Sure. Let's start out with IFOS. That is an organization that got together to basically test third-party testing and certification on fish oils, because you always hear people concerned about fish oil and heavy metals, or now fish oil and radiation and things like that. And it's a big enough concern that there's now an international fish oil standardization program that you can submit. Now, here's the trick to this, people. You don't send your product in once and have it tested. Every single lot that you produce has to be tested and has to pass their standards. And you can go, if you Google IFOS, and then I always put fish oil on it because there's some companies that are called IFOS, and you can read about it, and you can read about the consumer reports on it, you can read about the fish oil facts on it, and things like that. But, you know, everyone over the years, I've talked about the quality of our EFAs, packing them in nitrogen, making sure we get the freshest oils, cold pressing, everything we've talked about on quality with Blake. And it was me saying it. And, you know, and I love you guys that you take me at face value, but IFOS basically is a third-party organization that takes random samples of all our lots and tests them for that purity. And so we're very proud to have them. You're going to see them on EFA Plus already. Smart FX is out there already, and we'll probably have it on our entire essential oil family, with the exception of multi-EFA, because there's no fish oil in it, and it will be out there, and you'll see that certification as we jump through the hoops on that program. So that's IFOS. The other one she mentioned was NSF. I was first introduced to NSF back when I worked in the restaurant business, because we had to have all our equipment NSF certified for safety within the restaurants. And a lot of times you see NSF on like baker's racks and things like that. And there's another division at NSF, and what they do is that a couple different stages. Stage one is that they will go into a facility and take the government GMPs, good manufacturing practices, and take them to a higher level and do third-party analysis on that. Now, what does that mean to you as a distributor? They go in there and they look at, okay, you say this is in this product, and we're going to test to see if it is. This is in this product. This is what we say it is. You say this is 99.8% pure. We're going to test it and see if it is. all those tests and measurements on purity, quantity, and quality. Then the next thing they do is, how's your cleanliness standards? Is your facility clean? Kind of like a food inspection on steroids. They go out there and they make sure that those types of things. And then third, and with a lot of people on this call, is probably one of the most important things, is that they test the facility for the potential of cross-contamination. Because let's say we have a product in one room that's being manufactured and it's supposed to help women with hormones and has soy in it, but yet in our products we don't have soy in it, and we advertise that we don't have soy in it. And that's a major concern. And so all these facilities that have over-the-counter food drug licenses with the FDA have to prove that they have well, we're not going to say a physical impossibility of cross-contamination, but the chances of any ingredients is drastically reduced. And I'll give you an example. So when you encapsulate pills into a capsule, the room that does that machinery, is typically about 12 by 12. It actually has its own independent HEPA filter system for incoming and outgoing air, so it can't mix with any other room that's making another product. This is the standard of excellence that has to be acquired. In between each batch of when they make items, the machine has to be totally torn down and totally clean, so there's no possibility of cross-contamination. Okay, so step one, Youngevity now requires all their manufacturers to have NSF certification. Hooray! This is way beyond what the typical multi-level marketing does. But now we're going to take it to another level. NSF has also now come out with their sports program. And you hear about all the time that a athlete basically gets, especially professional athletes, they get caught taking enhanced performance drugs. And they turn around and said, it was in my multivitamin or my nutrient and I didn't know it was there. How many have heard that line? Probably a lot of people are nodding their head. Sometimes you believe them, sometimes you don't. What NSF now does is that they're starting to certify products that all ingredients that are in the product are listed on the label at the dose that they are in there. Now, why is this important? Let's say you have a child that's getting active in high school or NC2A, or if they're lucky they have the chance of becoming a professional athlete or maybe an Olympian. You know, if they're taking a NSF-tested product, they can feel assured that there's nothing in there that's going to jeopardize their career in sports. What does that mean for the average Joe on the road? It's just telling you guys what we've always tried to tell you, is that we are very honest with what's in our products and that we don't hide anything from you. So you're starting to see the NSF label. We're going to do the products that we think the athletes need the most. So you're going to see it on the whey shakes. You're going to see it on BTT. You'll see it on the EFAs, even though we have the IFOS as well. And we're going to start having more and more of our products with this third-party testing that means a lot to athletes, maybe not to you, but it does reinforce to you guys that we take the standards of purity, quality, quantities to the nth degree in our design so that the products work for you guys. I've had a major part in these situations. I've enjoyed the results that Youngevity has gone on. You know, when we first started to work with our vendors, I was showing up there unannounced, testing the product myself on their lab equipment all the time. But, you know, we've weeded out the vendors that we've had trouble with. We're now down to just a few vendors that we work with, and they're working with us. They're doing these extra certifications, and I'm so excited to work with all of them. Rafi and Steve and Jim Gibbons at Natural Organics have helped us immensely. Michael Schaefer at another company called PNI, and so forth, into making the quality products that we can all of us, be very, very proud of and feel comfortable will be successful for all of us. So what does NSF mean for you? If you're not an athlete, it means that what we say is in the product is on the label and nothing else. It says to you that we have quality and purity standards that are well above industry standards, and that we take the extra time to prove it to not only you, but your customer. You can show them these logos as they appear on the product. Hopefully now slightly explain it. If not, go on the internet and let the internet do the work for you. In this case, when you go to the NSF site or you go to the IFOS site, it will answer 90% of your customers' questions.
Now, Richard, you mentioned with the fish oil certification that was on every single lot. Is the NSF a one-time certification, or do they keep reviewing that one as well?
Once you pass the certification, they give you the right, then they, whenever they want, pull a product off the shelf or order it and retest it, and if you fail, you lose.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I know those of us who've experienced the products have known for years that we can trust you and Steve Wallach and Dr. Wallach, but it's amazing to now be able to have the third-party certification, especially to show to people who might be joining us new and who might be skeptical. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we want, as a company, to always be able to lead with quality products. You know, that kind of separates us from the typical MLM that rah-rah, you're going to make this much money. We've, as a group and as a family, have never really wanted to do that. Can you make good money with Youngevity? Yes. I won't even debate that. But the key thing is, can we help people? And the only way you can help people is give them quality products that work. And that has always, always, always been Dr. Wallach's key first requirement is make the product work. If it doesn't work, I can't stand behind it. And docs stand behind all our products.
Wow. Richard, you have absolutely blown me away with your information on the quality of some of these products. I had no idea the extent that Youngevity goes to.
Well, you know, we don't want you guys to be chemists. We don't want you to be doctors. We basically want you to say, I don't know how it works. All I know it works, and it's made a difference in my life. That's the safest and probably the most truthful statement you can make. But you need to know that there's people in the background like Steve Wallach, like Dr. Wallach, like Dr. Strouser, Dr. Milan, and all the rest of the members of the scientific, Sanji especially, I haven't mentioned him, that do these extra testings that make Youngevity products something that we all can be proud of.
That is amazing, and we appreciate all the work that you put in as well.
Thank you.